In this 3-week segment, you will be preparing to write a summary and a response essay, responding to Coping with Procrastination, which you have already read. Because you will be working with paraphrasing and summarizing as you prepare to write, I want to talk to you for a few minutes about what it means to paraphrase. You have heard the word before. It means to restate something that you have read or heard in your own words. Paraphrasing is an academic writing skill that you will use many times in your academic studies in the future. You already know how to do this informally. Imagine you hear a friend tell another friend something like this. Your friend Han says, "Xiao, I don't know if I'll go with you guys to Toronto or not. My parents might be coming this weekend. I should know in a couple days." Then Xiao replies, "Come on, Han, we're counting on you. I hope you can go. Try to get your parents to come later in the semester." Later, another friend asks you whether Han is going to go to Toronto with you and your friends or not. You answer like this: "I don't know. I heard Han tell Li Xiao that his parents might be coming on the same weekend we want to go to Toronto. I guess we'll wait and see." What did you do? You restated the information that Han's parents might be coming. The rest of what you said situates or provides the context for the paraphrase. You heard the information when you listened to Xiao and Han talking, so you included that information as an introduction. "I heard Han tell Li Xiao." You restated the topic that you and your friend are talking about, going to Toronto. Then you added your evaluation of the situation. "I guess we'll wait and see." Writing is much more formal than a conversation. In writing, the way that we introduce the source of the information itself, and evaluate the information is more formal. Let's look at an example from page 17 in your book to see how we could introduce a paraphrase in academic writing. We might name the source in our paraphrase, as you see here. Or we might include that information in parentheses, as you see here. But we always include that information. Sometimes students forget to do this, but it is very important. When we write for an academic audience, we are required to cite our sources when we paraphrase, summarize, or quote information that we did not create ourselves. Just think about what you would tell a friend if you told your friend above only that you had heard that Han might not go to Toronto. Your friend would probably ask, "How do you know?" or "Why not?" Then you would answer with the information, "His parents might be coming," etc. It's natural for human beings to want to know where information comes from. We want to trust the information we hear. In the same way, we want to trust the information we read. Summarizing is different from paraphrasing. Imagine that you had heard Han also say that his parents really wanted to meet Han's girlfriend and that they wanted to take Han to Los Angeles to see some relatives. You could include that information, but your friend only asked you if Han still planned on going to Toronto. You have a choice, just to answer the question or to introduce other details that might be interesting but don't matter to the conversation. In academic writing, we don't add the details that are not needed when we are summarizing. A very common reason for summarizing is to introduce the main points of an article, a news story, or another piece of writing that we intend to respond to or add to. Let's say you're writing about a new method in building long bridges across waterways. Maybe comparing bridges like the one across the Straits of Mackinac in Michigan with a very new one in China. You might summarize other articles briefly so you can relate your ideas and maybe add your new findings to the ideas that have come before or to similar ideas that are being discussed in your field. Learning to summarize is a very important aspect of learning to write academic English. The first step in learning to summarize is learning to paraphrase. Be sure to contact your instructor whenever you have questions while working through this unit.